All right, welcome back to another game of Precision Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. And we are at game number 6 in the 2024 World Series replay between the Yankees and not the Angels, but the Dodgers. We're at Dodger Stadium, game 6, and the game just started, so we are going to be at the top of the second inning. Had a good first inning for Yamamoto, a couple of strikeouts and a lineout, and then 3 up, 3 down for Carlos Rodon, who struck out the side in the bottom half of the first. So this series is 3-2. The Dodgers are up 3-2, 3 games to 2, and I believe they took 2 of 3 at Yankee Stadium, and looking to close it out. We are at Dodger Stadium, you can see here. And so let's get this one rocking and rolling. So the Yankees are going to come up here in the second inning. It'll be Giancarlo Stanton, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Anthony Rizzo against the young righty Yamamoto. Carlos Stanton and Giancarlo Stanton to the plate. He's going to be a 1-6. It is a 6. And a 654 against a righty is going to be a strikeout off of Giancarlo's card. So already the third strikeout for Yamamoto. We don't move the stamina on a strikeout. Brings up Jazz Chisholm against a righty. He's a 0. Yamamoto good against left-handers. He's a -3, so that makes Chisholm a 1-7 to control. So this comes off Yamamoto's card. 265 against the lefty is going to be a fly ball, and that is hit to center field. 866 is going to be caught in center field by Tommy Edman, who's playing center in this game. Edman's been flip-flopping a little bit between shortstop and center field, but Miguel Rojas gets the start at shortstop in this game. Kike Hernandez at second base. Anthony Rizzo against righties is a +1. Not as good as Yamamoto against lefties, so 1-8. So this is off Yamamoto's card. A 38 is going to be a ground ball that goes to the shortstop. 205 is going to be a good pick by the shortstop up at the throw. Throw is a possible error. The shortstop, like I said, is Rojas. His error rating is a +2. So it has to be a 1-16, and we have a 69. So throw across the diamond is good, and that's going to be out number 3. This should be a 24. Out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Yamamoto. So he's going to get, we're going to leave his stamina there. So it technically goes down 1 and then back up for the 1-2-3 inning. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. Still no score. It'll be Teoscar Hernandez. Sorry, didn't do that. Freddie Freeman, Tommy Edman, and Kike Hernandez against the lefty Rodon. He is going to be even Steven with Freddie Freeman. So this comes off Freeman's card. 381 against a lefty is a fly ball, as Freeman hits this one into left field. Possible error on the play, 163. The left fielder is Verdugo. You can see Verdugo a +1. So 17-24. So there's no error on the play, as Freddie Freeman flies out to left field for out number 1. Tommy Edman up to the plate. Edman a switch hitter, hitting right-handed, so Rodon really good against righties, -6. Edman against lefties is a 0, so 1-4 for control for the batter. That was a 210. 210 against a righty is a fly ball. That's hit to left field also. Possible error on the play. I think we said it was a 17-24, right, on the left fielder, who's a +1. An error on a 17-24, and we have an 11. So he's going A little bit of an adventure out there in left field, maybe some wind or something, and he's having a hard time picking up the ball, but he does make the catch, and that's going to be out number 2. So a couple of adventurous flyouts to left, and Kike Hernandez stands in. He's going to be a 1-5 for control. It's a 6. 986 though is going to be a hit off the pitcher's card. The hit is a pretty big one. 879 against a lefty is into his home run range, and that is going to be driven over the wall in left field as Carlos Rodon makes a mistake to Kike Hernandez, and Kike says, "I'll take it." And he busts one over the left field wall, and that gives the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. If they win this game, they win the series, and the Yankees need a win to force Game 7. Max Muncy to the plate, lefty-lefty matchup. 1-6 for control for the batter. So 617 against the lefty is going to be a strikeout for Rodon. So he gets the third out of the inning, but not before he gives up the first run of the game on a Kike Hernandez home run over the left field wall. And the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the third. Anthony Volpe, Austin Wells, and Verdugo for the Yanks. So Volpe, righty on righty. He is a 1-7 for control. This comes off of Yamamoto's card. 277 is going to be a fly ball. That's hit out to center field. No problem in center. It'll be a can of corn for the center fielder Edman as he squeezes it for out number 1. How to bring up Austin Wells to the plate. Decent left-handed batter against righties. 761 OPS. Oh, we got a 3 of a kind here, so definitely need to pay attention to that. That means we'll have some sort of highlight play. So against a lefty, Yamamoto's a -3. Wells is a +2. That makes him a 1-9. So this comes off the pitcher card. And a 111 against lefties is a ground ball. So we're going to have a ground ball highlight play. We actually got a lot of those. So let's check it out. Our roll is a 767. And toward the back side of our plays. And it says grounded up the middle, the shortstop has it. If there's a runner on first and less than 2 outs, then he flips to second and to first for the double play. Else he gets up and makes a throw to first. If the batter's run is less than 1, then the batter is out, else the batter is safe at first. So the shortstop makes a play on a grounder up the middle. We don't have a runner on, so this first one doesn't apply. So he gets up, he makes a throw to first. If the batter's run rating is less than 1, then the batter is out. Our runner is Austin Wells. His steal rating is -1, but his run rating is a 1. So it's not less than 1, so he's going to beat that out. So it's a grounder up the middle. Nice play from Anthony Volpe. I'm sorry, the shortstop is Rojas, who gets to the ball and makes a good throw to first, but it is not in time, so we're going to call that an infield single for Austin Wells. So 1 on and 1 out for Alex Verdugo. Verdugo is a 1-9 for control, so he will control on this at bat. 900 against a righty is going to be a single, and that's a ground ball into left field. As they're starting to get to Yamamoto, Austin Wells runs at a +1. So when we look at our runner advancement, the Yankees are, oh, that's the wrong one. They're cautious going first to third. So we're looking down here in the cautious, he's a +1. and if it goes into left field, that's a hold. So runner holds up at second base. We'll have runners at first and second with one out. Yamamoto looking for a ground ball that'll find the glove. And let's see what we got. We got a 5. Righty, he's a 1-8. So this comes off the batter. 190 is going to be a fly ball as Gleyber Torres gets this one up in the air. 469. That's going to be a fly ball into right field. It's caught by the right fielder. That's going to be Mookie Betts. So we say F9 on the catch. That'll be out number 2. Let's see if there's any runner advancement on the fly ball. So we got our runner advancement chart. Runners at first and second. 273 is here, and you can see that it's into the yellow. So that's going to be my choice. Wells runs at a +1. Our right fielder Betts, he has a 0 arm. So that's going to be on Mookie Betts to have to throw him out. It takes a 101 to a 210. I'll tell you, the runner's going to go. We're going to send the runner, and Mookie Betts is just going to throw behind the runner to second base. So Wells is going to advance on the fly ball. And that's going to leave second base open there for the force out. So Juan Soto to the plate, getting to the dangerous part of the Yankee order. Yamamoto against lefties is a -3. Soto is a +6, so he's a 1-13 for control. 884, not much you can do about that, as Juan Soto with the base knock. And that's going to be a blooper into right center field. It's picked up by the center fielder. So that's going to bring home 1 run. And Alex Verdugo goes to second. The center fielder, he's a 0, and Verdugo is a -1. So that's going to be on Alex Verdugo to try to advance, even with 2 outs. I don't think he's going to advance on the play. Let's see. So Verdugo a -1. Again, they're cautious. First to third. Right center field is going to be a hold. So the Yankees do get the lead on a little short blooper into right center field by Juan Soto. Did I say they get the lead? They don't get the lead. They tie the game at 1. But that's going to put runners at first and second base for a very dangerous Aaron Judge. Judge is going to be a 1-12. It is a 12. 726 is a hit by pitch. So you don't see that too often. His hit by pitch range against righties is only 12. So as in 0, 12 out of 1,000. So it's not very high. And that's going to load the bases. So bases are loaded, and that will bring up Giancarlo Stanton. Very dangerous hitter. 2 outs though. Let's see if Yamamoto can get out of this. Against a righty, he's going to be a 1-6. So this comes off of Yamamoto's card. A 0-0-2 is a ground ball. That grounder goes to third base. The third baseman picks it up. And let's see about the play. With the bases loaded, 604 is going to be a 5-3 put out. So let's make sure he makes the throw. So that tells us where he's going to go with it. The throw is good. So Max Muncy across the diamond. Coolly throws out the runner at first. And that's going to get the Dodgers out of this, having given up only 1 run. They have bases loaded with one of the better home run hitters of our generation up. He slugs .505 against right-handers. So that was the right man for the Yankees. But Yamamoto induces the ground ball to third, and we head to the top, or the bottom of the third inning, tied at 1 now. In this crucial Game 6 of the 2024 World Series, Rodon is going to face off against Will Smith, Miguel Rojas, and Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani struck out in his first at-bat. First things first, though, Smith against the lefty is a +2, and Rodon is a -6, so he's a 1-2-6 for control, the batter is. And a 0.83 against the lefty is a grounder. That's going to go to right back to the pitcher. And the pitcher is going to make the catch, and he will make the throw. So we go 1-3 on the putout as Rodon takes that little tapper, fields it cleanly, gets it over to first, and that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. You have Miguel Rojas to the plate. Rojas is a +2 against lefties, but Rodon very tough against righties. He's a 1-6 for control. This off the batter. 675 against a lefty is a strikeout. Back to the top of the order with Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani a 1-7 to control. Doesn't matter with an 18. So 700 against a lefty is a strikeout. So that's 2 strikeouts on the day for Rodon against Ohtani, who's tough against lefties. So that's going to be a 0. The 1-2-3 inning actually gives him a +1. The K keeps it from going anywhere, and the 1-2-3 inning gives him an extra +1. So Rodon looking very good at this point. He's only taken 2 off of his stamina in 3 innings, so looking very good. Up first for the Yankees, Jazz Chisholm. Chisholm flied out to center field in his first at-bat. He is going to be a 1-7 to control the at-bat, so he won't. 893 though is going to be off the pitcher card. And a 0.84, well, that's a base hit, so a 0.84 is going to be a single, and that's a line drive to right field. So Chisholm gets one that he can handle and delivers a line drive into right field, and he'll be at first base with nobody out. He steals at a +2. Yamamoto is a 0, and the catcher is an 8. So that turns Jazz Chisholm into a -6. So that's not a very good chance of stealing a base. So he'll stay right there with Rizzo to the plate. Rizzo grounded out to short in his first at-bat. This comes off Yamamoto. 605 against a lefty is a strikeout. So Yamamoto getting back into the groove. He had 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. His first since then. And he's got 4 and 3 1/3. Brings up Anthony Volpe. Volpe in his first at-bat flied out to center field. Yamamoto is a Volpe is a 1-7 to control. And this comes off Yamamoto. That's going to be another hit off the pitcher, as he gives up a big hit here. This is going to be into Volpe's home run range. A 6 is going to be a fly ball into the left center field stands, and Anthony Volpe gets a hanger, and he bangs it out to left center field. And that's going to give the Yankees a 3-1 lead. Big time there from the young Yankee, who's looking to cement his place as the new shortstop for the Yankees. So a 2-run homer for Anthony Volpe. And that brings up Austin Wells. Wells is going to be a 1-9 to control. 338. As he gets this one in the air, 492. That'll be in the air to right field. And it'll be caught in right field. That'll be out number 2 as Betts brings that one in with no problem. And 2 down now, 2 in. 3-1 lead for the Yankees here in the top of the 4th. Alex Verdugo to the plate. He singled in his last at bat. This is off Yamamoto. 398 will be a liner to 212. So that's a line drive to left field, and that'll be caught in left. That ends the inning, but the Yankees do get 2 on the Anthony Volpe home run. A jack to left center field. And that will be a little bit of a cushion for Rodon. Rodon pitching very well so far, but let's see if he can get through the heart of the order here with the Dodgers. Rodon is, well, Betts is a 1-8 for control, so it's off Betts' card. 686 is going to be into his walk range. So Betts patient and takes a walk. He's going to be at first base. He steals at a +1. Rodon is a -1. Wells is a +3, so that makes them a +2 in the battery. And then 1 - 2 makes him a -1. I don't think with Hernandez and others coming up that we'll risk that. Not a very good percentage there. 20 is going to be off the pitcher. 114 against a righty is a grounder. A ground ball is hit to second base. That's going to be picked up by the second baseman. 490 with a runner at first is a 4-6 double play chance. So we go 4 to 6, and that one's going to happen. So the fielder's choice is definitely going to happen. And now we got to look and see, check the second baseman. That's Gleyber Torres. His double play range is a -4, which is not good. So you can see -4 here is in the last column. So anything 31 to 210, that's going to be a double play. Otherwise, the runner will be safe at first, and he is safe at first. So slow roller to second. They do get Betts at second base. But Teoscar Hernandez on with a fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up Freddie Freeman with a runner on. One swing of the bat, Freeman could tie this game. He flew out to left in his first at bat. He's going to get control of this one. 458 against a lefty is a line drive. And that liner is hit to first base. 509. That's going to be a good catch at first. So the liner goes to first. We actually have runner advancement or double plays on a line drive. You can see here. We have first base. If it's green, that means that there is an automatic double play. Yellow means we have to roll for the double play. Red means the runner gets back. 327 with a runner at first is going to be in the red. So the runner scampers back to first. That's going to be Teoscar Hernandez. So no double play. And that'll bring up Tommy Edman, switch hitting center fielder. He flew out to left in his first at bat. He's batting right-handed, which means he is a 1-4 for control. 991 though. This comes off of Rodon's card. This is going to be a base hit of some sort. 741 against a lefty. Oh, that's into his home run range as Tommy Edman gets a hold of one. And he is going to crank one into the bullpen in left center field. As he hits a slider that was up, didn't go down, went and stayed up on a level plane and just a cement mixer that he drills into the left center field stands. So Tommy Edman ties it up. And that brings home Fredo Freeman. I'm sorry, Teoscar Hernandez. And we have a new ball game. 3-3 is our score here in the bottom of the fourth. So in the top half of the inning, it was Anthony Volpe. And in the bottom half, it was Tommy Edman. Edman against lefties. Look at this. 36 plate appearances. He had a 1299 OPS, 882 slugging. So tell me the cards don't work. Wow, that's massive. All right, anyway, Enrique Hernandez to the plate. He drilled one out of here, his first at bat. He is going to be a 1-7 for control. This is off of the pitcher. 460 will be a strikeout. So that's how the inning is going to end, as Carlos Rodon gives up a home run, and he's gone home run, strikeout each time. So 2-run jack to Tommy Edman ties the ball game at 3 apiece as we head to the top of the fifth. Yamamoto still looking okay. He'll go against the top of the order. It's Torres, Soto, and Judge. Yamamoto is going to be Torres is a 1-8 for control. 653 doesn't sound good, and it's not good. That's going to be a strikeout as he strikes out for the second time in this game. And Torres is down on strikes. Torres hadn't had a great series. Perked up a couple of times, but not a great series for him. Brings up Juan Soto. Soto with an RBI single in his last at bat. He is going to be a 1-13 for control. 151 will be a grounder. It's a ground ball to short. Picked up cleanly, and the throw to first. Possible error on the play. 123. Shortstop is Rojas. He's a +2, so no error on the play. As he gets it across the diamond for out number 2. Brings up Aaron Judge. Judge plunked on his last at bat. He is 0 for 1. Against Yamamoto, he's going to be a 1-12 for control, so 429. And he has a huge strikeout range. Basically 32% to 55%. So what is that? 30-something percent? No, 20-something percent. So it's huge. 24% K percentage against righties. And he goes down for the third strike. And the third out in the top of the fifth. 1-2-3 inning. So we stay here for the strikeout, and for the 1-2-3 inning, we get a +1. Remember, if you ever forget, we have everything here. So -1 for every batter faced, -1 for every walk, which means -2, so -1 for the batter and -1 for the walk. This one has to do more with like long-term starts. You get a +1 for a strikeout. You get a +1 for a 1-2-3 inning. +1 for a double play. +1 if no runs score when the bases are loaded, and then a +1 after a mound visit. And so you basically go -1 for the batter, +1 for a strikeout. -1 for the batter, +1 for the 1-2-3 inning. So if it's -1 for the batter faced, -1, +1 for the strikeout, +1 for a 1-2-3 inning. So that's kind of how that works. So your pitcher can stay in there. It's more of like an emotional lift or a psychological lift. So trying to sort of tap into the psychology of sports a little bit, and making good plays gives you more energy, stamina, ability to stay longer. It also cuts down the number of outs in the game, which should help you stay in longer as well. All right, bottom of the fifth. Carlos Rodon will face off against Max Muncy, Will Smith, and Miggy Rojas. So Rodon against lefties is, against this lefty, he's going to be a 1-6. Muncy will be a 1-6 for control. 896, though, is going to come off of Rodon's card, so he gives up a hit to Max Muncy. Let's see what that hit is. Looks like a single. It's not. It's going to be into his double range. You can see the doubles here. So 299 against the lefty is a double, and that's going to be a line drive to right center field, and it gets all the way to the wall. It's picked up by the right fielder. So that's going to be a two-bagger for Max Muncy. Brings up Will Smith to the plate. Will Smith is going to be a 1-5 to control. 732. That's into Rodon's walk range, and that's not the worst thing in the world, but it does knock his stamina down. What it does is set up a force play, potential double play, as he faces off against Miggy Rojas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bunt with Rojas. He is a pretty, he's only a 1-4, 1-6 to control the at-bat. And if he did control the at-bat, he only has a 691 OPS against lefties. So we're going to use him to bunt. So we got our sacrifice bunt here. And let's go ahead and try to move those runners over. 171. Batter is out. Catcher to first base. All runners advance. Sacrifice hit. Good job. So we're going to go 2-3 on the put out. It's a sacrifice. Runners move up. And with one out, we have runners at second and third. I think because this is an elimination game, we need to play the infield in. So we have our ground balls with the infield in here. And we'll see what happens if there's a ground ball. Could have a play at the plate on a fly ball. Could have a double play on a line drive. There's all kinds of possibilities. Could have a wacky highlight play. All right. Runners are second and third, one out. Best player on the planet is up to bat. Carlos Rodon against lefties is a -3. Shohei is a +3. That makes him even Stevens. This is off of the pitcher card. 750 against a lefty is a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So we're going to leave the infield at double play depth. We're going to go out and talk to Rodon. A little mound visit, maybe that'll settle him down. Because he's got Mookie Betts standing in the box, and Betts is a 1-8 to control. Betts already 0 for 1. He's got a walk, he's got a strikeout. And an 11 will come off of Rodon's card. 081 is going to be a grounder. And remember, we have the infield in. So a 673 will be a grounder to short. So what we do is we have our shortstop here. We're going to roll, and then we'll see what the opportunities are. 122. That's going to be a 6-3 put out. The only play is to first base, and that's going to score the runner from third, and all the other runners are going to move up. So a tough play makes a good stop on the infield, but the only throw is going to be to first for Volpe. So 6-3, and that will be out number 2, but they do score a run. So everybody moves up on the fielder's choice. And now we have runners at second and third with 2 outs. Playing the infield back now. Teoscar Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez, not a big ground ball hitter, so be kind of surprised to see that. Hernandez will be a 1-8 for control. So this comes off the batter card. Oh, 998 off of the batter card against a lefty. You can see here 931 to 1,000. We're into his home run range. Let's see if there's any sort of robbery. We got a 13. That's going to be deep to right center field as he just gets back on his back foot and unloads off of Carlos Rodon, who leads a fastball up and away. And just like that, 3-run jack for Teoscar Hernandez. So that brings home Ohtani, Smith, and it's now 6-3 LA. Teoscar Hernandez. Ouch. Freddie Freeman to the plate. Freddie Fredo is going to be even Steven on this one. 181. That's a grounder. That goes to third base. Picked up by the third baseman. The throw to first. Possible error on the play. 185. Just into an error. Third baseman is Chisholm. He's a +1. That's no error on the play. So that's going to be a 5-3 put out. And it's like these outs are just one too late. So he's given up 3 2-run home runs. The latest one, a 3-run jack to Teoscar Hernandez. And that gives, they actually scored 4 in the inning. So that gives Los Angeles a 7-3 lead. I misspoke earlier. They had scored on this ground out from Mookie Betts. All right, Yamamoto going into the 6th, facing off against Stanton, Chisholm, and Rizzo. Stanton is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Yamamoto's had his number so far. 1-6. This is off Stanton's card. 247 will be a fly ball as he lifts this one to center field, and no problem in center field for Tommy Edman, who squeezes it for out number 1. Yamamoto making the most of his 20 stamina, mostly because of the strikeouts and the lack of walks. He's yet to walk a batter, which probably jinxed him. He's a -3 against lefties, and that makes him a 1-7 for Chisholm to have control. 765 against a lefty will be a walk. Jinxed him. It's the old announcer jinx. All right, so 7-3 is our score. We got Jazz Chisholm at first, and Anthony Rizzo to the plate. The Riz is going to be a 1-8 for control. Doesn't matter. This comes off Yamamoto, 979. And that hit is a big fly, 968. Against a lefty, that's going to be a double for Anthony Rizzo, and that will be a ground ball over the shortstop, and it gets into left center, or gets past the shortstop into left center field and rolls all the way to the wall. We got a runner hustling around Jazz Chisholm, and he is going to be a 0 runner. And we're looking first to home. He's a 0 runner, left center field. Sorry, they're cautious. That's going to be a hold. So they're going to hold him up, and we'll have runners at the corners. Let's go out and talk to Yamamoto. That gives them an extra +1. You can only do a mound visit once before you got to take them out. So Anthony Volpe with a 2-run jack in his last at-bat. Yamamoto is a 1-7 for control. 0.26. That's probably pretty good. That'll be a ground ball. And that grounder goes to the first baseman. It's picked up at first base. And we got runners at second and third. They're willing to give up a run here. So 174, we're looking here. So 174, 3-1 on the put out. the runner advances, and the runner from third scores. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. Runner advances to third, and we're going to have a 3-1 put out. I believe you get an RBI for that on a fielder's choice. So Anthony Volpe with three of the 4 RBIs for the Yankees. It's now 7-4 here in the possibly deciding Game 6. If the Yankees don't do something quick, they're going to wind up losing the series to the Dodgers. Yamamoto against a lefty is a -3, so he's going to be a 1-9. Austin Wells will be a 1-9 for control. This comes off his card. 370 against a righty will be a fly ball as he lifts this one to second base. Possible error on the play, though. Second baseman is Enrique Hernandez. He's a -1. That means an error on a 72 to 135. We have a 29. So no error on the play as Kike Hernandez goes back on it, back pedals. And this will be out number 2, and that'll be out number 3. So he makes the catch. The Yankees do get 1 back in the 6th. But they're going to need to put crooked numbers up there. They're down 7-4. And let's go ahead and get a new pitcher in for the Yankees coming in the 6th. All right, new pitcher for the Yankees is going to be Clay Holmes, the right-hander. He's going to face off against Edman, Hernandez, and Muncy. Possibility that he has to face off against Smith and Rojas, so kind of right-handed heavy. Down through here, Edman is going to bat right or left-handed against Holmes. Still pretty good against lefties. And Edman does not hit nearly as well. Higher strikeout percentage and much lower OPS against right-handed pitching. If you remember, Edman hit a 2-run jack in his last at-bat. It closes off the day for Carlos Rodon. 5 innings, 4 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned. Walks were killer here. A couple of walks. Put runners in front of Teoscar Hernandez. Walk and couldn't turn the double play here. So just a little bit of a victim of his own demise in this one. 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Faced 31 batters. So Clay Holmes into the game. He'll face off against Edman. Edman is going to be a 1-8 for control. So going against a right-handed pitcher. Holmes against the left-handed batter. So 1-8. So this comes off Edman's card. 662 against a righty is a strikeout. Holmes is a 4. So Kike Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez is also homered in this game. He's a 1-8 for control. 113 will be a ground ball. Holmes, sort of a specialist at getting ground balls. 1-250 against righties. 1-320. 30%, 32% of ground balls against left-handed batters. So 063 will be a grounder to first. 52, that's a possibility of an error. Rizzo's a +2. So no error on the play. And he will take it to first himself. We'll call that 3 unassisted. Max Muncy to the plate. Muncy is 1 for 2 with a double. He also has a strikeout. He is even Steven with Holmes. So 276. That's into his fly ball range. That is a pop up to shortstop. No problem at short. For Anthony Volpe. 1-2-3 inning for Clay Holmes, who shuts down the Dodgers in the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. It is 7-4. Sorry. We are going to lift Yamamoto for a reliever. All right, so new pitcher into the game for the Dodgers is going to be Blake Treinen. Treinen, a righty. He's got 4 stamina, and really good against left-handed batters. Decent enough against righties. The only righties he looks like he's going to face is Torres and Judge, and then if we get to Stanton. But definitely he's going to be tough against Soto, so that's not a bad guy to bring in. He hasn't pitched much at all. I don't even know if he's gotten in the series yet, but we'll see. Good pitcher, and let's see if he can get in out of this tough spot here. He's replacing Yamamoto, who goes 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. He did hit a batter, and he faced 26 batters. All right. So, Austin Wells is not the batter. It's Verdugo. Wells popped out in his last at bat. So Verdugo, 1 for 2. He has a single and a line out. Treinen against lefties, like I said, is -4. Verdugo is a +2, so it makes him a 1-8. So this is off of Verdugo's card. 314 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. And 828. It's a funny family joke about 828. Fly ball to center field. 195 is going to be a catch. So no problem in center field for Tommy Edman, who makes the catch on the Alex Verdugo pop fly. Brings up Gleyber Torres. Torres 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Against righties, Treinen not quite as strong, so 1-12 for Torres. Let's be off his card. 942 is a pretty good pop. That's going to be a single, and that'll be a ground ball past the shortstop into left center field. The ball is picked up by the left fielder. That's important because if you want to take an extra base, you can. He runs at a +1. Our left fielder is Teoscar Hernandez, who is not a great outfielder. He's a -7, so that means the onus is going to be on him to throw out a runner going to second base. So Torres is he was thinking 2 out of the box, and so he's going to take off, try to get a double out of this. Because Hernandez is a -2 arm, he's in this column here, so 31 to 100. That is what it's going to be to get him. 186, you can see just into the red. Almost made it close at second base, but good slide there from Gleyber Torres as he gets in with a 2-bagger to start the inning. So double into left center field, and that's going to bring up Juan Soto with 1 out. We're going to pitch to him. It was the whole reason I brought in Blake Treinen. Treinen is a -4 against lefties. Soto a +6. So Soto's a 1-12. That's exactly what we got. 787 against a righty is going to be a hit, a base hit, and that will be a blooper down the right field line. So he gets jammed a little bit, but he's strong enough to get it down the line over the first baseman's head. Gleyber Torres runs at a +1. He's going second to home. They're cautious, and right field line is going to be a hold. So they hold him up. He doesn't go, and could be costly there. We're going to come out and talk to the pitcher, keep him there at the +2. Brings up Aaron Judge. This could be a mistake with Judge. He's a 1-16 to determine this at bat. It's an 8, and we'll see. This could be a strikeout though. 653 against a righty is not a strikeout. It's a walk. So let's Going to be the end of Mr. Trinan's day as we wait one too many batters. So let me put you on hold and I will get a new Dodger pitcher in. All right, so Dave Roberts has seen enough. He's going to bring in Brusdar Graterol. Why Graterol? You can see here that against right-handed batters, Stanton is a right-handed batter. He has a 306 ground ball percentage, or 1 to 306, almost 31% of appearances against right-handed batters resulted in a ground ball. We've got bases loaded. We're going to do our infield in. It's 7-4. We've got to try to cut down some of those runs. You know what? You don't. We're going to play the infield back right now. Could be a mistake. We'll see. We'll play the infield back. Try to play for the double play. In fact, there's a... in here, there's double play depth. So let me see here. Strategy plays, page 51. All right, so infield in. Let's see. Keep a big clip on here, just because. But where does this say? Guard the lines. These are all of our defensive plays, but we have one for double play depth. So the defense can choose to play the infield at double play depth if there's a runner at first, or first and third with less than 2 outs, which we have bases loaded. We can do that. This makes turning double plays easier. Double play rating is +2 for the second baseman and the shortstop. Any ground ball hit between third and short or second and first automatically turns into a single. So this sometimes happens on highlight plays. And any ground ball single up the middle becomes a ground ball play result. So a ground ball to center field, ground ball single to center field, left center, or right center, all becomes a ground ball play result. So sort of takes away the middle of the infield. All right, so we'll do that. That'll be our defensive alignment here. We're willing to give up a run, up by 3 at this point, in the 7th, up by 3, and we're willing to give up a run, see if Graterol can get it done against Giancarlo Stanton. Graterol, Stanton's going to be a 1 to 11 to controls. This is off his card. 330. So if it's up to Stanton's card, he's going to hit a fly ball. Actually, he's going to hit a line drive. 330. Line drive goes to left field. Possible error on the play, 0.99. The left fielder is Teoscar Hernandez. He's not a great left fielder. He's a -1. So a -1 makes an error on a 72 to 135. And dadgummit, look at that. That's an error on Teoscar Hernandez. So we're going to say E7. What a terrible time to hit it to the worst fielder. Sorry, that's the wrong one. It should be there. So that's going to bring a run home on the error. Everybody else moves up a base. And we still have the bases loaded. He does not get an RBI for that because it was on an error. But it does get the Yankees one step closer to where they want to be. All right, a little bad luck there as Graterol gets one hit right at Teoscar Hernandez, has it go off the heel of his glove. and he is going to make the error. That makes the score 7-5. So Stanton sits down, and that's going to bring up Jazz Chisholm. Chisholm with a single and a walk, 2 runs scored. Against Gratterall, he is going to be a 1-5 for control. It's a 4. 702 against a righty is a walk. That's going to walk in a run. Chisholm gets an RBI. And it's about as bad as you could ever hope for it to be. All right, so I'm sorry, I don't like either one of these teams, so I really, if they could both lose, that'd be great. But they can't, and we got 2 runs in, 1 on an error to left field, 1 on a walk, a bases loaded walk, and that brings up Anthony Rizzo to the plate. Now we do need to play the infield in, as the it's gotten a lot tighter. So 7-6, and we're going to play the infield in. Hoping for that ground ball. A 16, this will come off of Gratterall. So Rizzo's a 1-6 to control. So it's off the pitcher, 182. And against the lefty, it's just into the fly ball range. So that will be a pop-up, though. 179. That's a pop-up to second base. Oh, my gosh. It's a possible error. 070. So the pop-up is the second base. The second baseman is Hernandez. He's a -1. 72 to 135. And, of course, it's a 75. Oh, man. Another error. This time E4, as the defense is falling apart. Oh my gosh. You can't even make this stuff up. So the tying run scores on an error. The error is charged to the second baseman, Kike Hernandez, who goes back on it, and it just goes off of the edge of his glove as he tries to make a catch in right center field. And, well, Gratterall's gone 3 batters. So far, 7 men have come to the plate, and they only have 1 out in the inning. 2 errors, a bases loaded walk, and the Yankees have tied the ball game. Let's get a new pitcher in here for the Dodgers. All right, so it is Ryan Brazier who's coming into the game, righty, for the Dodgers. Pretty decent year, about a 330 FIP. He'll face off against Volpe. Volpe 1 for 3 with a home run, but he's got 3 RBIs in the game. The Yankees have tied it at 7 apiece, and now LA is just trying to stem the tide. We have bases loaded again, and 3 runs in, and only 1 out. So this is going to be still playing the infield in. Hoping and praying for a double play. Against a righty. So 1-11 for Volpe. That's off his card, 475. And that will be a line drive, just into the line drive range. 508 will be a liner to center field, and that is caught in center field. So that's going to be out number 2. And let's see what happens on the play. Yeah, bases loaded. We're here, line drive to center field. A 190. That's going to be my choice. So let's take a look here. Our center fielder is going to be a 0 arm, Tommy Edman. Our runner at third base runs at a 0. So when there's a tie, it is the runner's responsibility. You can see here that his chance is 21% to 84%. So it's about 63% chance of making it. There's 2 outs. If he gets thrown out at the plate, it's a double play to end the inning. We're gonna chance it. This is they gotta have it, so they're being aggressive. They've scored 3. 4 puts them in the lead. A 487 is going to be right into the heart of the green, and so he is going to score on a sac fly. As Giancarlo Stanton slides in safely on the sacrifice fly. RBI credited to Anthony Volpe. Volpe now has 4 of the 8, responsible for 4 of the 8 runs that the Yankees have scored. 4 RBIs. And the Yankees come back in improbable fashion. It's now 8-7 as they put up a 4 spot here in the 7th inning. Ryan Brasier still out there. He'll face off against Austin Wells. Runners at, I guess we should see if there's any trail runner advancement. Probably not, but trail runner here is a 0, Jazz Chisholm. A 0 on a throw to home is a hold. So if he holds, the guy at first has to hold. And now it's going to be Austin Wells, 9th batter in the inning against Ryan Brasier. Brasier -2 against lefties, +2 for Austin Wells against right-handed pitches, so they're even Steven. This is off of the pitcher card. 339 is going to be lifted in the air. 923. So that's popped up to the shortstop and caught by the shortstop. So P6 ends the inning. The Yankees do put up a 4 spot in the 7th. They needed a crooked number and they got one. Against Graterol, Brasier, and Treinen. So it's going to close the book on Graterol. He gives up 1 run. And that run is, I believe it's earned. We'll call it earned. So 8 runs. 4, 5, 7, 8. So the score is 8-7. New York over LA. Let's get a new pitcher in for the Yankees. All right, new pitcher for the Yankees is Dennis Santana. They're going to try to ride this horse for a couple of innings. Now they have to cover the 7th, 8th, and the 9th. So, or at least at the moment they do. So let's see how this goes for the old Yankees. It didn't go very well for the Dodgers in the 7th. The Yankees are now up 8-7 in this one. This will come off the pitcher card. A 900, though, is going to be a hit. And that'll be Will Smith. 597 is going to be a single. That's a little blooper into center field, the Texas leaguer. As Will Smith gets sawed off, but he muscles it into center field for a leadoff single. He's now 1 for 2. Miggy Rojas to the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt last time that led to some runs. So let's see what he can do here. Against a righty, he's even Steven, or at least against Santana. So 585 is into the strikeout range, and that'll be a K for Dennis Santana as he strikes out Miguel Rojas. Shohei. He's going to be a 1-12 for control. 392 against a righty. Is into his strikeout range. Wow. So back-to-back Ks for Santana. Against left-handers, 35% K percentage against lefties, so not uncommon. for Santana. Mookie Betts, last chance. Runner at first base. 17 is off Santana's card. 967 is going to be a hit of some sort for the right fielder, and it looks like this is going to be a jack. 981 is into his home run range, and Mookie Betts, what is a 9? A 9 is a fly ball into the center field stands as he goes big boy fly ball center field at night in Dodger Stadium, and that's going to be a 2-run homer. And wouldn't you know that Mookie Betts brings them back from the brink of disaster as they get 2 to take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. And Dennis Santana so close to getting out of that inning. Mookie Betts makes him pay for a fastball down the middle and deposits it into the stands. This is going to be another hit off the pitcher as Teoscar Hernandez with a single, and this is a line drive into left center field, picked up by the left fielder. Teoscar Hernandez takes a big turn at first, but he makes his way back as Verdugo picks up the ball. He's not going to run on Verdugo. Freddie Freeman to the plate. Freeman is a 1-11 to control. 250 is a fly ball. That fly ball goes to center field and is caught in center field. That will be out number 3 as Aaron Judge makes the catch in center field, but 2 more runs come home for the Yankees in the bottom of the 7th, or for the Dodgers, and that gives them now 6-8, 9-8 lead. Ryan Brazier still with 2 stamina. He's going to stay out there for Verdugo. Going to come off his card. 476 against a lefty is a line drive. That liner goes to right field and is caught by a now rejuvenated Mookie Betts. And that'll bring up Gleyber Torres. (14) against Torres is going to be off the pitcher. 943 is going to be a hit. 542 against a righty is a single. And that's a little blooper into right center field that falls. Picked up by the right fielder Mookie Betts. Betts is a +3. And Torres runs at a +1, so he's not going to chance that, I don't think. So he'll be happy with a little bloop single in the right center field. We're going to come out and we're going to talk to Ryan Brazier. He's going to try to get Juan Soto out. Soto will be a 1-14 to control this at bat. This comes off Soto's card. 468 against a righty is a strikeout. Brazier clutch with the strikeout. That's out number 2. And that gives him one more batter against he'll take his licks against Aaron Judge. Judge a 1-16 last time he walked. He's also been hit by a pitch. This comes off Judge's card. 221 will be a fly ball. Looks like he's going to get under this one. 197. That's a fly ball to left field, and that will be caught in left field by Teoscar Hernandez, who holds on this time, and that is going to get the Dodgers out of the 8th, and we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's LA 9, New York 8. Santana. Well, now, I think now we only need to cover this inning, right? So let's go ahead and bring in, we got a Edman hits worse against right-handers. Let's go ahead and bring in Luke Weaver. See if he can keep everything at bay. So Santana, 1 inning of work. Gives up 1, 2, 3 hits, 2 runs. No walks, but 2 Ks. Faced 2, 4, 6 hitters. And he is, Santana's on the hook for the loss at this point. Luke Weaver's going to come in. He's got a 5 stamina. All right, so a 16 to Tommy Edman, who's batting left-handed. So -3, -1, a 1 to 6. So this comes off of Luke Weaver's card. 897 is going to be a hit. A 690. A 690 off a righty is going to be a single. So that's a ground ball past the second baseman into right center field, picked up by the center fielder, Aaron Judge. Tommy Edman runs at a 0. Judge is a -10 with his range plus arm. So we're going to try that. We're going to try to get to second base. The onus is on the outfield arm, which Judge has a 0 arm. So 101 to 210, he'll be thrown out. It's a 521, so Edman, hustling out of the box, is going to get a hustle double to start the inning. Not great speed, but decent enough. Kike Hernandez to the plate. Kike 1 for 3. He's got a home run in this one. This comes off his card. A 186 will be a fly ball. It's popped up to second base and caught at second base. No movement by the runner, as Kike can't get the job done. Max Muncy to the plate. He's a 1 to 8 to control. 0-30 will come off the batter. That's a ground ball. 998 is a grounder to the pitcher. Picked up by the pitcher. And there is a runner at second base. And the pitcher's got the ball. 580 with a runner at second base. A 1-3 put out. The runner is going to advance to third. So out number 2. Big second out there from Luke Weaver. Brings up Will Smith. Will Smith, the catcher. He is 1 for 2. Had a single in his last at bat. Righty. He's a 1 to 9 for control. So it's off the pitcher. 432. And that's going to be a line drive. The liner's hit to center field. And caught in center field by Judge for out number 3. All right. So the Dodgers strand a runner at third base here in the 8th. And it's going to be Alex Vesia time here in the 9th. So they're going to bring him in to lock this one down and hopefully win the World Series at home in front of the hometown crowd. So this will be Luke Weaver goes an inning. Goes up 1 hit. No runs. No walks. Faced 4. And it will be Alex Vesia time. For Brazier goes 1 2/3. He gives up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a K. Didn't hit anybody. And 2, 4, 6 batters. Okay. All right, so Alex Vesia on the mound. Dennis Santana is on the hook for the loss here, and we'll see if the Yankees can do it. They got Aaron Judge. No, it's not Judge. It's Stanton, Chisholm, and Rizzo here in the top of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Yanks. This will come off Vesia's card. 315 against a righty. That's going to be a fly ball. It's out to center field and caught by the center fielder for out number 1. Brings up Jazz Chisholm. Vesia is really good against lefties, so -3, and he's a 1-7 for control. 245 is going to be another fly ball. 769. This fly ball goes out to center field, and caught in center field is Tommy Edman in center field. Makes both catches so far here in the 9th. Last out of the year, down to their final out. Rizzo, a 0 against lefties. He's a 1-7 to control. A 650. He does control, but he is going to strike out. So 505 to 699 is a strikeout for him, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. And the confetti flies, and the Dodgers are the world champions. So in 6 games, they win 4-2. They win the series 4-2. They win this game 9-8, and an improbable 2-run home run. Well, maybe not improbable, but Mookie Betts with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 7th gives LA the lead that they don't relinquish, and they are going to go home the champions. So we put you on hold, and now we'll come back and wrap this one up. All right, so our final is 9-8. 8 runs on 9 hits, no errors for New York. 9 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for the Dodgers, who just about let it slip away here in the 7th inning, as they were in control 7-4 and gave up 4 runs in the 7th to lose the lead, and then came back with a 2-run homer from Mookie Betts in the bottom of the 7th inning to put them ahead for good. They win the series again 4-2. Winner in this game is Ryan Brazier. The slave is going to go to Alex Vesia. And Dennis Santana gives up 3 hits and 2 runs here in the 7th inning, and he's going to take a tough loss in this one, as New York played really well. Lots of runs scored, both good offenses here. And this is the 2024 Precision Baseball season set. So the World Series came out. It went one more game than in real life, but a lot of twists and turns and pretty good pitching throughout, but then just at times the hitting just dominated. So hopefully you enjoyed watching the series as it plays out. And I'll be releasing this set pretty soon. I'm hoping to have it done before spring training is finished. That way you can replay last season. And I'll continue working on more seasons for Precision Baseball. We have 2023 and 2003 at this point. And then 2024 will be out soon. It's a very extensive game, very deep, very detailed. Lots of things that we don't even get to in most of the games that we play. But most of the core components of the game, you can see that when base runners get on and there's, lots of things happening on the base paths or on defense. There's decisions to be made, and, what will you do? What can you do? There's defensive moves and decisions that we we haven't even really touched on. There's a whole system of getting leads for base runners and pickoffs and things like that that I don't typically play with, but it's in the game and built in, and not, it's like one or two more rolls at the most. So it's not super invasive or anything like that. All right. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to purchase more of my games, whether it's Precision Baseball or Play Action Football or Up-Tempo Basketball or any number of games that I have that are out in production right now, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com and check those out. Most of my games are PDF only, but if you go to the homepage, clarkandaddisongaming.com, you'll see the On Base Baseball Pocket Edition, which is a physical set of cards that are print on demand, and so you'll be able to check those out. It's a kind of a cool way to play On Base Baseball, and it mixes together the cards and the roster sheet sets, so kind of a cool mixture of those two things. Very portable, and you get an entire season in just a small card size box. All right, I think that's it from here. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.